Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Okay, hello and welcome to another edition of Women's History Month, #Choose to Challenge with Sanjay Willis. I am Luana Bradford, co-founder and visionary of Celebrate You, Women Embracing Wellness. And we are here with Sanjay, who is coming at us from Jamaica. How are you doing, Sanjay?
Hi, Luana. It's nice to see you for the first time in real life. Well, not real life, but,
Yes.
I am okay. I've been doing okay so far. Although what do you call it? The cases have been going up here. I've been trying to stay safe and inside and all of that.
Good. Yeah, we're the same here in the U.S. with all these variants. We're trying to we want to get out, but we're trying to stay safe too. Very important.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about you. What are you doing? What's exciting happening in your world?
Okay. Well, I'm 21 years old. I go to the Michael University College. I study English language and literacy. So I'm studying to become a teacher of those two. I'm a double major. So basically now I'm in my second year. I'm trying to keep up with my classes because an online school just is completely different from face to face, which I and many other students would agree with. But I'm trying to keep up as well as I have a business venture which I am going about with now, which I might go into a little later, but no, I'm just trying to focus on like completing this semester with good grades, and yeah, that's basically what I'm doing now.
Fantastic. Well, why don't you just tell us a little bit about your business venture? Because I'm an entrepreneur, so I love anyone that's in the business field. So what are you doing?
Okay, so I was introduced to Total Life Changes in November of last year. I was a bit skeptical about it, but what they do is that they give persons an opportunity to become distributors of their products. And through that, you get commission based on how much products you sell, but as well as you are in charge of how much money you make and the work that you put in. Other from the fact that we need to do a smart chip for every month to make sure that you're staying afloat. Other than that, you are in charge of all of that. So if you want to make a little bit of money or a large amount of money, it is solely dependent on you because you put in the work. So you're basically running your own business, even though you're under a huge company. So I've become one of the distributors for their companies. I'm a part of a team. And I also am looking to start my own team and distribute my products as well. I have been using the products and I have had success with gaining results. I lost 7 pounds and I didn't think I would lose weight because I have a low metabolism, like extremely low. I'm not active at all. And since the year started, I've been trying to stay fit and exercising in the morning while taking the products, and there has been a change. So Total Life Changes actually did bring a change into my life where it concerns that. And they're just a different company. Like for every month you have challenges where you can earn money from the challenge separate and apart from distributing. You can do a lot. You can grow in the company. It's just completely amazing. And I'm sure that the only persons who know that I exist in the company are my team members and the persons who are a part of the Total Life Changes group in Jamaica. So it's an international company. Anyone can join the business. And of course, persons will call it a pyramid scheme, but you don't have to build your own pyramid. You can just do distribution or what they call it, wholesale or retail, I should say, retail. And you can earn money from that as well. And of course, persons nowadays, they want to keep healthy, they want to keep fit, they want to lose weight or gain weight, or even try to like just keep healthy or keep getting their nutrients because not everyone eats all the time. or not everybody has the time to like cook up a very healthy meal and make sure that their proportions are correct and all of that. So it there's a lot that goes into that, but total life changes just makes it easier.
I love that. And we as women, it is so important because we're wearing so many hats and juggling so much that we have to take time to take care of this body that we have, because we only have one body and we only have one life. Right. And it's individuals like you that are reminding us the importance of keeping healthy. And sometimes we need a little help with some supplements and with people who can help guide us along the way, right?
Right. And I wasn't normally somebody who bought like supplements or vitamin gummies and all of that. And since I've been taking the NutriBurst, it's just one cap and I'm done for the day. And of course it gives me a boost of energy, because I remember one morning I was going to work out. I took it right before, and like the energy boost I got, I wasn't even tired by the end of my workout, which isn't normal, but it gave me a boost of energy. And what we as women should focus on as well is that we are not here just, being all good all the time. Like, we're not always good. We're not always okay. And sometimes it's okay to like set aside things for yourself or set aside things for you, because I mean, I can't speak for all women because I'm not a mother. I'm not a grandmother. But for women who are mothers and who are grandmothers, who have a lot of energy to like give to these persons around them, to their family, to their grandkids, all of that energy, of course, you need to restore it somehow, because you don't want to burn out. And of course, none of us don't want to reach to that stage where burnout comes and you can't restore anything that comes with it. So it's always good to like put something, time, things, products, what it is, to yourself, so that you can replenish to go and give back that energy to the persons that you love.
I love that. I love that you've got your 3 lanes. So you have your school that you're building, your dream in teaching English and teaching literacy. And then you have your business, where, as you said, you can sell the product, you can help be an advocate for wellness, but then you also can build a team. So now that's the business side, where you're really building a bigger brand and extending yourself, touching many lives and ultimately many families. So that's pretty exciting.
Right. Because what I like about this is that for example, if I sell 2 products for the day, that's like $40, because you get $20 from each product that you sell. So even if you sell a kit that has 3 products, you're getting $20 off each product. And in Jamaica, US dollars have more currency than ours. So like one US dollar is equal to like 150 something dollars in Jamaican. And that's a lot for a lot of persons. And if I can help, I don't even really care about building my brand and all of that. If I can help somebody else, because I know what it is to be in a place where you even want a little cash to buy some groceries, or you want a little cash to like go somewhere so you can do something. I know what it is to be in that position. And so I want to share that with other persons. And even though persons might think that the products don't work, you have to try the products for yourself to actually see if it works or not. And that's what I've been doing since the year started. So if there's a goal that persons have, if there's a goal that they have where it concerns themselves and their well-being, they can achieve it while making some money. And it's even a little money on the side, because you don't have to completely immerse yourself into it. It can be part-time or full-time. It depends on you. If you want to take different times, or say a day, to say, okay, I'm going to start doing some distribution, doing some video to talk about this product or that product, or how it's influenced you or impacted you, that's on you. But at the same time, you're still earning a little extra cash. And also, Total Life Changes actually have their own card, and they have different ways of payment. So you're not only limited to one way. They will transfer to the different money transfer businesses out here in Jamaica. so I can still get my pay. They have a card, a Total Life Changes card that they will ship to you, and you can still use it out here. And because it's so worldwide, there's no actual like excuse you have other than it's not being in your country. If they're not in your country, then I mean it would be a little bit difficult. But for persons who have it in their country and have the opportunity, even if you think it's like unlikely that you're going to make a ton of money, of course you're not going to make a ton of money at your first try, because it's a business that you're starting for yourself, your own brand. So you have to keep putting in the work constantly until you get, or you set out goals for yourself. In your first week, you want to make $20, that's fine. For your second week, you want to make 40, and you add 20 to that continuously until you reach to where you want to be. So that's the only thing. Like it's not, I want to say it's not going to be easy. Nothing is actually easy. You just need to put in the work where you see fit and what is important to you. And if making some money is important to you, then you'll put in the work for it.
I like that. That was very, very well stated. So let's talk a little bit about Women's History Month. What does it mean to you when you think about women, celebrating women, celebrating the accomplishments of women who came before us? How do you feel about that?
Okay, so I mean, I'm on social media, and I've seen where, although we're all women, of course, we'll have different backgrounds and histories, because although you're an African American, I presume, and I'm Jamaican, we have different backgrounds or concerns. I don't want to just say women history, but as well as development, I should say. So I'll speak on what is happening here in Jamaica. So for us, we have one heroine, like we have national heroes, right? Persons from slavery days, and she is Nanny of the Maroons. Now in Jamaica, there is a town or a community called Maroon, the Maroon community, where persons who are descendants of those Maroons who were once slaves live, right? So she actually fought for that to be what they consider their Maroon village now. And of course, she got killed, but at the end of the day, she still fought for something. Throughout our history in Jamaica, we've been fighting for a lot. We got independence in 1962, and for some persons that may sound like yesterday, and for other persons like myself, that was a long time ago. But at the same time, there are still some struggles that we have, like, or women in today's society. We have colorism. Back in the day, like in early 2000s, late 90s, early 90s, women who worked in like the banks or as tellers had to be light skinned with straight hair and beautiful makeup and all of that. Of course, I look nothing like that. So of course I would not be considered for the job. Also have the problem of women in the inner city communities, which you guys would call the ghetto, or we call the ghetto as well. They constantly have children because that's what they know. So in a community, what the norm is in the community, it stays that way. And so the younger women like myself who come up and see all of that happening, some of them don't have the strength enough to say, okay, I'm not going to make that my reality. I'm going to do differently, like myself. And you have others who just fall into the trap of, this is what they're doing now, or this is what happened, and this is what my mother did, and that's what my grandmother did. So I'm just going to do that as well. And so, excuse me. And so when we look at all of that, there are like a few women in like corporate Jamaica where we can actually say, okay, we know that name and we know that name. Or even on on Parliament, the women who sit on Parliament, which is our government system, we know their names, but it's like a small amount of them. We have
Mhm.
majority men in our companies. We have majority men in our parliament, and of course, we're fighting to do certain things. Of our women aren't. Um, they aren't stuck in different jobs, but of course, you find more women being teachers and nurses and let's say pediatricians and different women associated jobs that are here. And at the same time,
Mhm.
you have women who are going into construction and becoming electricians and mechanics, and even out here we have a little job where they would be bus drivers or conductors for those buses. Like there are different things that women out here actually try to do to try to fend for themselves and their families, especially because they have some of them may have like more than 5 children and they're single parents because our men don't have or keep their roles as the breadwinners or men in the household. So there's a lot of factors that affect our men and our families, and it's just up to like you as a person, because persons can come to you and say all the world, everything is blue, black, white, and you just don't soak it in. But at the same time, you as a person still have to make internal decisions for yourself. You can't just say, oh, that is happening now, so it won't change and it's the norm. But if you do that, it will never change. Like,
Right.
I personally decided with myself, I have my mother. My mother is not exactly my encouraging type, but she will say some things when I was younger, and I was like, "You will not speak that over my life." I said that to her the other day. I was like, "You are not speaking that over my life. I refuse to listen to you or allow you to speak that over my life." And that is nothing disrespectful to me. I just won't allow you to talk to me a certain way because I know having an understanding of certain things and how our society is. And if I allowed that to happen, then I would have just ended up like one of the statistics where I was 16 and pregnant, or I got pregnant and I'm a single mother, or one of those statistics where, it's just looking at young ladies or women in a negative light. So what I try to do out here is that for the little female friends that I have who are teenagers now, I try to encourage them as possible. I try to encourage them to start their businesses. I ask them what do they like to do, what are some things that they're interested in. Like I encourage them to do things outside of the box that society tries to put them in. And one of them actually has her own little bakery, or not bakery, but she has a being business where she does cakes and stuff like that, and she sells, and she's making her little money, and she's in high school. She's what you would call the ninth or 10th grade. She's in that grade and she's not even 18 yet. So I try to encourage them as much as possible. I try to encourage my friends, my female friends as well. And sometimes persons older than me, because honestly, we can't put maturity on an age. Like if you're like 30 and you still don't know what you do with your life, I'm here to encourage you as well. Like if you're 40 and you still haven't found your niche or something that makes you comfortable or happy, that is okay as well. Like you don't have this time to be happy, or you don't have this time to say, oh, I'm a woman in society, I'm supposed to be doing this by this time. Like if you're doing things now to make yourself happy, then make yourself happy. You don't need to make anybody else happy, because honestly, women are the ones who carry or have the countries on their backs, even if persons don't want to admit it. Because at the end of the day, when those senators and those parliamentarians who are men go home, they go home to women. They don't go home to an empty house. Of course not, because they're married. But we just need to try and like get away from the stereotypes. Of course, you won't reach everybody, and not everybody will have the same beliefs. But at the same time, you just have to try to reach as much persons as you can.
One thing that I loved what you said, and you've given so many gold nuggets. So I hope people are picking up and maybe going back, re-listening to this and taking notes. But you said that you were talking about, wisdom, and it's not age dependent. And you're right. I mean, we can learn from people from all walks of life, all ages, if we're willing to be open. And it is sad. There are so many women who are in their 30s, their 40s, and their 50s, and they're trying to find themselves. And you're not lost. It's merely about being still and listening, and tapping in, like you were telling your friends, what is it that you like? What, you're encouraging. So we've got to get back to our individual interest and then allow that to blossom and grow. And my belief is that then we can be of greater service to humanity. And it's very sad that one person said, in fact, Les Brown said, the saddest thing is when you look into a graveyard, that it's full of so many untold stories, unsung songs, unwritten books, because people never found their why. They never found, their reason for being. And it appears that you at such a young age are very self-aware. You're very self-aware of your beliefs and your truth, and you're strong in your voice. And I think that is so wonderful. And again, to everyone who's listening, this is just an example that we have to always be bold and confident in our voice. And that's what I want to get to now, the hashtag choose to challenge. What do you want to tell women of all ages about challenging the norms? Like you said, stepping outside of the comfort zone, getting outside the box. What do you want them to really hear?
I want them to hear first that they're not the only ones. I wasn't always confident or outspoken. I've always been somebody with a lot of opinions, but I was kind of shut down in my teens or stuff like that. So now that I'm an adult, or know that I have an age to this person, I'm now able to voice my opinions without any thought of repercussions or punishments or stuff like that, because I won't allow it to happen to myself, and I won't allow anybody to talk over me negatively. Also, I want them to remember that it takes time. And of course, when you're doing things for yourself, you have to do it actively and proactively. So what I do, I have a journal. I'm spiritual, first of all. So I have a journal where I will write to God. Sometimes, of course, I will forget. And of course, there are times when I have not written. But at the same time, we're not robots. But when I do remember, I try to make a little note in it. I also have a notepad, a big notepad where I wrote moves to make. It's simple, but at the same time, it's moves in your life that you need to make. If you realize that you're at a standstill, or you may be in a job where it's no longer bringing you joy, but you have to put food on the table, try to put something on the side that makes you happy. If you're somebody who used to like to draw some more, put up some paintings. Even if you want to make an Instagram page or a Facebook page about it, who knows, you may make some money from it. If you're somebody who oftentimes they find themselves as good listeners, you enjoy helping persons with their problems, you can do that as well. But at the same time, for you have to work on you first. I have to work on me first. I have to work on I first, although that's the wrong pronoun. But I have to work on this self. And in order for me to do that, I have to make steps and goals that I need to set so that she can be okay. She in the future can be okay, right? And also, because we're focusing on women, the little she's and the little hers around you can be okay as well, because they see you, they watch you, and they are looking. No matter how you feel like you're in a certain position where you're not supposed to be held to this esteemed height, they're still watching, because they're looking out for, what is she doing that I can do? Or what are some things that I can follow in her footsteps to do as well? And even if you find that some of these things don't work, you need to find some kind of time in your day even if it's 5 minutes, 2 minutes, however long you can set a timer for, to actually ask yourself questions. You know how you ask yourself persons around you questions to get to know them? You need to get to know you too, because sometimes we reach a stage in our life when we don't even know who we are. We're just existing. We just know our
Mm-hmm.
names, our ages, and our height. We don't know what color we like. We don't know like what food we like. I used to say that I don't have a favorite color. I used to say that I don't have a favorite food. I didn't have a favorite anything. No, I can tell you that my favorite color is blue. I like any shade of blue, any hue of blue. I just like blue. My favorite food, I still have not settled with that yet, but I have a list. Okay, so you still need to ask yourself questions. Hey, even if you need to look at yourself in the mirror or write it down, you need to get to know you first. And as when you get to know you, the extensions of you start to play out in your life. If it's that you need to start detoxing your life from toxic people, that is another important thing. Like, you will have persons around you that are so draining, and you need to get rid of them. The moment that you start changing, that starts to deal with itself. Because the moment you start changing, those persons will start to be like, why are you changing? Or there's something wrong with you. Like, they will ask you those questions, they're going to be like, yes, I'm changing. Yes, there is something right with me. There's nothing wrong. But at the same time, they will start to like detox themselves, because they will be moving away from the light, because they like darkness. They're
Right.
toxic, so they like darkness. Right. So
And I love what you
light
just.
within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, I love what
Start
you
to
just
become
said.
a light in yourself. And sorry about that. Okay, so you will start to become a light within yourself, and once you see that light within yourself, when you start to let it extend and show to other persons, then that will reflect to you again. Because when you give to persons or when you help persons, it kind of makes you feel good. Like, sometimes I'll be on the road and like I see a homeless person, and I know, like the other day I went to the patty shop, bought two patties. I wasn't even sure I was going to eat them both, but I bought two. And I was passing this lady and she said, give me some money to buy something. And I was like, would you like a patty? She said, sure, sure. And I gave it to her and I walked away. I'm not this person to like do something and be like videoing it or telling everybody that I meet. But at the same time, I'm sharing these notes to say, when you do that, I felt good, because I was like, you know what? She probably didn't even eat for a couple of days now. And I just helped her with a meal, you know? So
Yeah.
that's it. That's all I have to say.
And everything that you said is so beautiful. And when we are giving, it's extending ourselves. I mean, it's all, that's what love is all about. It's touching, it's expanding. But when we keep it all inside, that's not what we were designed to do. We weren't created to be selfish beings who weren't trying to serve others. And it sounds like you're, again, as I mentioned, you're very self-aware. And I want to ask you, because I don't believe self-aware is age conditions, because so many people, and you may have even heard it, oh my gosh, you sound so wise for your age, or you're,
Right.
it's at a point in time when you were most open, when you were most receptive. And it comes at different stages of our lives for different people. And as you mature, you're going to go to different levels, different heights, different levels of awareness. But what I want to ask you now, Sanjay, is when you think back on the woman who had the most impact on your life, who is she, and how did she, or is she still shaping your life?
Okay, so I have quite a lot from church, because have those women in church who will like be encouraging and stuff like that. And I grew up in church, so they've known me since I was younger, and they saw me develop. But I'd say my aunt on my father's side, he has four sisters, and one especially, I've spent a lot of time with her since I was younger. And there are some stories that she will still tell about me to this day, where there's this one story where she would say that I was eating, I was about 5 years old. I was eating and I was like, Auntie, what should I do with the food that I don't want? And she's like, script whatever you don't want, script to the side. and small Sanjay took the fork and windshield wiper the food all the way to the side of the plate. And she told that story all the time. But at the same time, her influence on me was not whatever she said. It was just things that she did. And sometimes things that she said, because the understanding that she had with me was that, she had a teenage daughter as well, or she had daughters, and she was there when they were developing, and she would tell me, Sanjay, sometimes things like this, you just have to listen to it and move along, or you just need to see it and just walk away, or my phone is dying. Oh my God, my phone is dying. My phone is dying. Oh my, no. Don't die. Please don't die. It's not charging. It's not charging. No.
But what we're going to do, because we've got a lot of good content here, Sanjay, we've been on for 30 minutes. So I want to say thank you so much for being a part of this. Women's History Month, hashtag Choose to Challenge with Sanjay Willis. Sanjay, if people want to get a hold of you to find out about your products and services, how can they do so?
Okay, my name on Facebook is Sanjay Willis. My business name on Instagram is Journey with SJ, no spaces. And my contact number is 876-897-6406.
Wonderful. Well, Sanjay, this has been amazing. I've enjoyed listening to you more than I've been talking. You've just been pulling me in. Your energy is infectious. You have such a beautiful smile, very contagious. And I definitely want to have you back on our show. We've got to get you on Celebrate You Live, because I want to explore more of this conversation about the mindset that you have and helping women to realize how they can, no matter where they are in life, how they can have this level of confidence, focus, determination, and assurance in who they are. And I think you are the one to deliver that very, very powerful message to our community. So I would love to have you come on as a guest on our show.
Okay, no problem. I'd love to. I just need to stick in tune with my schedule because I do have classes. So I'd have to let you know.
Yes, we will coordinate everything with you. And if we have to pre-record, we can do that. So we'll work with you. But with that, I want to say thank you so much, Sanjay Willis, for joining us on Women's History Month, hashtag Choose to Challenge. And ladies, as we always say, in Celebrate You, love yourself, embrace yourself, and whatever you do, always celebrate you. Thank you so much, Sanjay.
Thank you for having me. Thank you too, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.